Must remember to clean those front mud flaps. He had some shelving in the back of his van. The fine little model. I spy in the distance air-cooled VW. What a treat to see that. What a bonkers car that is. And here a Jensen Interceptor. I've not seen that one anywhere before. Good to see it out and about. Yeah, these old vans get such a hammering. This one has been named Edith and Norman. Wow. Well, good morning all. Welcome to the Old Classic Car channel. It is a Saturday morning, and with the weather as it is, it's the perfect time for a bit of a tinker and a bit of prep. And the car receiving the prep today is the little 1954 Renault. You'll notice the Standard and the MX-5 are down here now. But yeah, the trailer, the big Dodge trailer, is now tucked away around there where the old shelter was. It's a surprisingly big space out. I've forgotten just how big that is. So we will probably end up putting a shed or something there at some point. Harley is busy with one of his bicycles making up a racing number plate in the old style.
I think it needs to a little bit off there, is that?
That's very close. We're looking to match the leading edge of this with the angle of this. I think that's pretty close, to be honest.
Because if it goes flush, it's
right. You get it very, very close, so making a cardboard template is always the way to go. And only commit to metal once you are ready. Yeah, okay, you carry on with that. So yes, what do I need to do to this? We are hoping to go to a breakfast meeting tomorrow. Meet up with lots of people that we know and just generally talk cars for a few hours. That's why we go. You might wonder, why does he keep going to some of these meetings? The Combermere meeting, Hopley House, etc. Well, it's a very, very sociable thing to do. You get to look at lots of old cars and have a chinwag with people you know who are also interested in old cars. So what better place to be? And you're taking that much off, are you? So yeah, so we're going to take this one, because I don't think this one has been to Combermere for a little while. It is looking really dusty. We were chopping wood near here a few days ago, and there's lots of dust, sawdust around on it. So it wants a bit of a clean. You can see, you probably can't see, but the windscreen is particularly dusty, as is the roof. So we'll just give it a bit of a sprucing up. I've just been checking, if I go around here, I've just been checking the coolant. Got a mix of coolant in here, hence mix. And as I pointed out in previous videos, to check the coolant level, this is where you go. That is not for fuel, despite appearances. The fuel filler is under there, which is all very odd. So the coolant goes in there. Sorry, what? Yeah, one flat edge and a angled leading edge, I think. Yeah, that'll be good. So I'm going to get this fired up, move it out, take it up to the driveway, up to the hose pipe, and give it a bit of a wash. And on a nice breezy sunny day like this, it was freezing, everything was white this morning, but yeah, it'll dry off throughout the day. I can check the oil level and just make sure everything's tickety-boo. I want to also check the tyre pressures on it as well. These run very, very low tyre pressures, sort of 20-something PSI. But with the state of the roads around here, I'm not sure if that is terribly wise. And as I don't exactly drive it on the limit, I don't really explore the extreme handling characteristics of the independent suspension front and rear, because it might be prone to swapping ends if you are pressing on Monte Carlo rally style. But as we only potter about, it's not really applicable to us. So yeah, I think we'll get the battery on, we'll move it at the top, give it a wash, it can be drying off, and then we'll see what else it needs tinkering with today on this very, very sunny Saturday morning. This piece of metal that Harley is using, this used to be, if I can just borrow this for a minute, this used to be the wheel spat off an old coach. It used to be curved. We used some of it on that sort of pedal tractor racing car type thing that Harley's got in one of his sheds. Yeah, that's it. There's that bit there and that bit there.
52 I had for a little bit.
Oh yes, that's the dating plate for your 1952, and you can still see the curve, and indeed that's the tyre pressure, 65 psi, that would have applied to the coach that this piece of old aluminium was on. I found this in a shed many years ago when I rescued an Austin 7 Special, and I thought I'll keep that bit of metal because we might just use that, and it's actually been very, very useful. So it's going to see another use, making up a racing plate for that. But anyway, let's not get distracted. I'll leave Harley to get on with his cutting and we'll get this going. Right, normally it's Harley starting this up, so hopefully I'll remember what to do. So the choke is down here, this little thingy here, and that goes through to the engine in the back. We'll turn the ignition on here. Lights are glowing. We are in neutral. Let's see if she'll go. Ooh, that 6-volt battery is sounding a little bit low. I think we'll prime the fuel up. Yeah, I'd forgotten to prime up the fuel, which is always a good idea before going for a start. I think I will charge the battery up though. Right, take 2. Make sure it's got the choke on sufficiently. I think it is. There we go. The roar of the 748 cc's just behind me, behind there. Right. Jag's defrosting nicely. That's all good, but yeah, you can see maybe through the screen now just how dirty this one is. So it's well overdue a wash, I think. You can see how grubby it got when we did the video of the Standard and the Renault. There's the this is like a big mud flap that sits underneath the car. Yeah, it got pretty grubby. I did hose it down when we got back, but it's going to want a proper wash, I think. Just give it a gentle soaking. We don't want to blast water into the seams any more than is necessary, so just keep the pressure down. Yeah, it's surprising how grubby it gets even just being in the garage. Yeah, it's getting better. Must remember to clean those front mud flaps before I'm finished. I love the wheels on these, very distinctive, quite wide, almost sporty looking wheels. The later 4CVs had plainer flat wheels. I think they're off the Renault Dauphine actually, but the earlier cars like this, they had these pretty groovy looking wheels, which I do approve of a lot. But yeah, it's all good. Yeah, right. Just one more to do, and then we'll clean those mud flaps. Give the tyres a quick wipe over as well because they got a bit grubby during our off-roading filming recently. There we go, that's looking a bit more shipshape, so that can be dripping and drying in the sun for the rest of the day. It's only about 10 o'clock now, so yeah, we had quite an early start to proceedings. Harley's just making up his piece of metal over in his shed. Yeah, looking good. When the scrap metal man came round the other day to take away our scrap metal, I couldn't help but notice he had some shelving in the back of his van. So a deal was made, and I thought they'll be just perfect. They're nothing special, and they're a little bit surface rusty, but the application of an oily rag is just bringing it up, and it'll look just perfect, because you don't want nice shiny shelves in a scruffy old garage like that, but these will look just perfect black, and you just give them a bit of the old magic. I forgot to take into account the wind direction, but that will just come up looking just perfect, I think. So they will be repurposed and pressed into service in the garage for something or other. I've done a bit, but it probably wants a second go. I just need to wipe off WD-40 off the lens now. I guess there was going to be the day when doing this kind of thing we get WD-40 over the camera, so I've got a few speckles, so I'll just give it a little bit of a clean.
Well, that's great to watch.
Great footage, eh? But yeah, doing the job. That's the main thing. This is action shots, capturing up for posterity some of the things we waste our time on. Well, while I'm in the reorganising an oily rag mood, I thought I'd drag out this magnificent old jack, which I don't think I've featured on the channel before. This is a Buda. Not that Buda. 25 tons. This I bought from a car boot sale maybe 25 years ago, something like that. It's certainly quite the thing, and it's pretty big and pretty heavy. Now what it was used for, I don't know. Maybe something to do with aircraft, or probably railway, probably rail related. I think there's a good chance of that. But it is a heavy old thing. I'm not even sure what it says on it. Harvey, I think that's ILL, so that'll be Illinois, I guess. You know, the Buda company. What a great thing! It's a heavy old Hector, and this thing slides on there, and that's how you control it. You can see that in there, slides on there, and then I forget exactly how it works, but basically you pump it, you put a bar in there, pump it, and it goes up, and then you've got a little doofer there which you flick over to reverse it to bring it down again. But it's certainly, yeah, it's a hefty old thing, but it's just fantastic, proper heavy old engineering. Well, good morning folks, it is now Sunday. I think I've managed to wipe off most of the WD-40 off the camera. It's a bit of a frosty one. Mrs. OCC is bringing a little Mazda, so unusually it spent the night uncovered, so we're going to have to defrost it, which isn't entirely unexpected. The Renault is inside, so we need to go and get that out, get it fired up, get it warmed up as much as it does, and then we'll get ready to set sail over to Combermere and the Old Piggery Cafe. Alright, so there we go, it's warming up nicely. Well, we have made it, including the fine little model. And there we are, alongside the Lotus Cortina Mk2. First time we've seen this in a few months. Very early car, A-frame rear suspension, very bonny car indeed. Another early arrival today is the Droop Snoot Firenze, the Vauxhall Firenze. The local Porsche 914 is also enjoying the sunshine this Sunday morning. There's a Chevy Monte Carlo going to another meet. The car show season the car meet season is really starting to wake up now, so that's where he's off to. I think it's over somewhere in Crewe direction. Very tasty Porsche. I think it's a 930 with a flat nose. Porsche is always very well represented at these gatherings. That's great to see another one out today. It's usually a 50-50 mix between classic cars and latest sports and performance models. Alpha 4C, quite a neat little car. I spy in the distance called VW. What a little bobby dancer that is. Good to see another rear engine car here today. That's followed by what appears to be a Ford Capri. TVR behind that. That's a Staffordshire registered 2.8 injection, so big V6 engine under the long bonnet of the Ford Capri. No missing the TVR. If the colour doesn't get you, the sound certainly will. And here is a beautiful little A40 pickup. Now, I did speak to the owner of that little gem just a few days ago, complete with J40 pedal cart in the back. How fantastic is that? Yeah, isn't that just beautiful? Little Mini parking up next to the A40 pickup. But yeah, happy memories of these. I used to run a 49 Austin Devon car, and I had a pair of these pickups at one time. But yeah, this is a beauty. This is one of the later ones with the painted radiator assembly. The early ones had the chrome, sort of Mazak chrome grille of the A40 Devon saloon. Early ones were floor change, later ones were column change, which happened. The changeover happened when the A40 Somerset took over from the A40 Devon. This has got the column gear change. You can just see it behind the steering wheel there. But yeah, what a bonny vehicle this is. And look in the back here. If you've been watching the channel for a little while, you'll remember in the pickup we brought our little Austin Pathfinder race car, little pedal car from 1949, and this is a contemporary of the Pathfinder. So yeah, if our Pathfinder had been all together, we could have displayed it alongside this beauty. But these were made for quite a few years, from about 1950 all the way through to the early 1970s. Really, really stunning little pedal car, and this one's in great condition. The early ones had these lovely little flying A's on them. I think after a while it was decided that they're a bit too sharp for young children to be getting too close with, so they deleted that on the later J40 pedal cars. But these are just such quality. These were made from offcuts of steel from the Austin factory at Longbridge. Ooh, we've got an X308 Jaguar coming in. It's on an 04 plate, which is unusual because they didn't make them. Yeah, they didn't make them in 2004, so yeah. It's cool. It's cool to see that one here. But yeah, this is very nice. And the earlier ones also were made from a slightly heavier gauge of steel. But as I was saying, these were built in South Wales by retired miners who had to retire due to health reasons. Austin decided to set up the factory down in South Wales to employ these guys in the production of these fantastic little pedal cars. And you'll note the styling at the front is based on that of the A40 Devon, and indeed the two-door Austin A40 Dorset, which they only made for a year or two. But this, yeah, it's very bonny. So rare to see a nice example of the A40 pickup. There's a great little Mini alongside it. And talking of Minis, here we have the VTEC Mini. Great assortment here of classic cars, and we've only just started. I'm not sure what the time is, but it's still fairly early. So we've got the wonderful A40 there, The very rare, very distinctive droop snoot Forenza here, and that lovely split window V-dub over here. Wow, there's an interesting duo here. E-Type Series 1 followed by a Lamborghini Countach. We've never seen that here before. Wowzers. What a treat to see that. What a bonkers car that is. What an incredible car. Apologies for the shadows. The sun is very low in the sky. Great to see new cars appearing here outside the old Piggery Cafe for Cars and Caffeine at Combermere. If you want to keep up with future occurrences of this particular meeting, check out Cars and Caffeine at Combermere on Facebook. Such a variety of cars here today. It's shaping up to be a good one. MGTF enjoying the sunshine. Air-cooled 911 behind that. A Lotus behind that. What do we have here? A semi-lightweight style Jaguar E-Type. Wonderful to see that. It's the second E-Type of the day. Yeah, it's a beautiful car. You may remember this one from earlier videos here, and indeed over at, where was it, Turnhill Hall, the evening meet over there down near Market Drayton. That is an excellent do as well. I highly recommend checking out the video for that one. And this white car is a bit unusual. It's a Kia Stinger. Yet more arrivals, some with roofs, some without. And here a Jensen Interceptor with MGB-GT behind it. These two have also appeared here before, but I've not seen them for a little while. Yeah, great to see those two. Sunbeam Talbot Lotus, glistening in the morning sun in its two-tone silver and black paint job. So that's two Lotus powered non-Lotuses here so far today, the Ford Lotus Cortina Mark 1 and this, the Sunbeam Talbot. And here's a car that's becoming a firm favourite on the channel, the good old Vauxhall Victor FB. You can be pretty sure it's the only one of those we'll see here today. Yeah, this wonderful E-Type is just such a purposeful looking thing. There aren't many cars better looking than an E-Type Roadster with the factory hardtop in place. Oftentimes hardtops can look a bit dubious when they're fitted to cars that are normally open top. But the E-Type, it really just gets it right. I just love the flared lines, just like the racing cars, the racing E-Types of the 1960s. Here's got a racing fuel cap built into the boot lid there, huge one, designed to swallow vast amounts of fuel in the shortest possible time during a pit stop. Giant knock-on wheels as well, absolutely gorgeous, proper mini lights as well. Yeah, just great. Definitely one of my favourite E-Types of all the ones we see. Many extra louvers set into the bonnet as well. You can just see the triple SUs through the louvers there. But yeah, what a purposeful bit of kit this is. Absolutely stunning car. Another wonderful Jag of the early 1960s, the Mark II Saloon. Again, a new car for this particular meet. I've not seen that one anywhere before. It's turning out to be one of the best Combermere meetings we've had in quite a long time, I think. No doubt aided by this glorious weather. Esprit there, a Porsche, a Lotus, Porsche. Yeah, they're all starting to pile in, and a glorious early Porsche there, nice early 911. Very smart TVR Chimera there of the late 1990s. Lovely burbly Rover V8 engine under that fiberglass body, built up in Blackpool many years ago. Will we ever see TVR come back again? Who knows? A 456 Ferrari there, followed by another Porsche. It's getting quite busy here now. I'm hoping Dad will make an appearance as well at some point.
Tasman.
Alpine, followed by TVR, followed by Ferrari.
6 in the morning on the work run. It is one of those. I don't know whether.
TVR Griffith over there gives way to the later cousin. Certainly quite a handsome machine. We've had a few Skylines already. Here's another one. And another one, and another Nissan Skyline, followed by a much modified Ford Focus. Here is Dad in his MGB. Good to see it out and about. There's a little Morris 1100. Wow. Wonderful, simple styling. Yeah, there's a whole gaggle of sporty looking cars heading down the road now. Yeah. Porsche comes in, let in by the Lotus XL. Got a Boxster just to my left here. Very big Ferrari. Lovely dark blue TR4, complete with Surrey roof. 911 Targa behind that. And we've got an E30 BMW there. If it is a 325i, it'll have the straight six engine under the bonnet. I think it probably is.
He is here.
Beautiful classic Mini there, J-Reg, it's a Mark III. Sounds beautiful, that does. And I think it's a Cooper. And we've got a Rover P6 V8. And the Mark II version of the Ford Escort van. Great to see so much variety. This one's in the livery of a chimney sweep, so this has been bought and sign written to promote a business, and what better way to promote a business than with a classic van like that. These are getting seriously rare now. An aerial Atom. The Toyota Supra is next. Oh, there's a little Austin Healey Sprite there. Cars still pouring in, the big Merc over there. Yeah, what a bonkers car this Lamborghini Countach is. Scissor doors, so they sort of come up like that. Bit of a funny arrangement, but yeah, Lambos have always been a bit bonkers, and long may it continue. If you want practical, you go and buy a Honda Civic, but yeah, pretty wild car, pretty impractical I would imagine, but an incredible sight. I remember being passed by an early one of these. We were on the way to Goodwood for one of the early revival meetings in the late 90s. A very early one of these in pale green on German plates came howling past us on the M27, all soot over the back, covered in squashed flies, so clearly it had done quite a mileage at fairly high speeds, and that really left a lasting impression on me. But yeah, just absolutely incredible car. Of course, don't forget to leave a comment below the video once you've finished watching this and let me know your favourite car or indeed vehicle here today. No prizes for guessing what one of my favourites of the day currently is. No clues. Right, let's carry on. MGB Roadster, rubber bumper on an R plate, roof down. Alfa Romeo GTV, one of the 105 series cars, is next in our favourite colour. Mark II Golf GTI. Ford Sierra XR4i. So 2.8 V6, little Caterham super light. Talking of Caterhams. Right, I think there's a lull in the arrivals, so let's have a quick wander around. There's that very bonny little Mini on an E-plate, about 1986 or 7. And that wonderful little A40 pickup, complete with J40 in the back. This is a glorious machine, complete with sun visor as well. But yeah, these are probably one of my favourite British pickup trucks of all. I just think they are stunning, especially these I mean, this is sort of a mid-production, so it's on column change, but it's still got the full width spats over the back wheels, which are removable. The very late ones are these. The rear arches were integral with the side of the body, but I just think they are such stylish little vehicles. Fantastic, and it's great to see this one here today. And there's the Forenza, glistening in the sun in its metallic silver, and the incredible VW here on the Porsche wheels. Looks like it's in wedding guise. Old guys rule, indeed they do. But yeah, beauty. E-Type here. Ooh, my youthful assistant is also ogling the E-Type Roadster. Next to the Lambo, the incredible Lamborghini Countach S. Rear visibility isn't amazing on these cars. There's the slot for the rear window. I think reversing these, especially into a parking space, usually involves opening the door, which, like I say, is like a scissor door which goes like that, and then you end up sitting on the very wide sill, perched just to see where you're going backwards. But yeah, incredible car, and what a treat to see that here today. And by complete contrast, we have, good morning, the MGTF OFF 776. So that was the last of the traditional T-Series cars, I guess, before the MGA made its debut, introducing much more modern styling and the use of the B-Series engine, of course. Porsche here, TMN1, very distinctive registration number, fairly late. Air-cooled 911. It's pretty impressive Lotus here. And talking of Lotus, we have a Lotus twin cam engine under the bonnet of this Sunbeam Talbot Lotus. A brace of Weber carburetors. Or are they? No, they are Delortos. Look very similar. These are Delortos. And very, very impressive looking engine bay that is. What a glorious setup. Very popular in historic rallying nowadays. Yeah, what a beauty. Right, let's carry on along here, try and feature a little bit of everything, but obviously we will be prioritising the older cars as befits this. The old classic car channel, but it's just a very, very civilised meet. The huge variety of cars. And the one common theme that runs throughout is these are all owned by car enthusiasts, and that is something to be celebrated. So we are told this is a 2.4 litre 911T and a gorgeous 70s colour there. Left hand drive, apologies for the shadow. I'll try and get out of the way. Yeah. Beauty, that one. This Lotus Esprit we have seen before, and we have seen these two, but not for a little while. MGB GT, very similar to Dad's, with the recessed grille, which wasn't used for all that long. Dad's B is parked down the other end of the car park, I believe. I caught a glimpse of it before. But great to see this one. This one has a Webasto roof. Higher roofline compared to the MGB Roadster. So if you're fairly tall, you might want to consider one of these, especially one with the full length roof, so you get some of the open air feel, but with a little bit of extra headroom. You know, taller windscreen. This reskinning was, I think it was undertaken by Pininfarina on BMC's behalf. These were announced, the GT version was announced late in 1965, I think at the motor show at Earl's Court. The B Roadster came out a few years before in 1962. Yeah, makes for a very practical car, that. And alongside from the same stable, I say same stable as in the same ownership stable, these two belong to the same couple. This incredible Jensen with the 6-pack carburettor setup on it, so a mighty Chrysler V8 engine, very distinctive, very jet set styling as well. Incredible looking car, and unlike the previous Jensens, the CV8 and the 541, the Interceptors don't have fiberglass bodywork, whereas the earlier cars did. As a result, the steel bodies on these is notorious for going rusty, and it can be quite a problem to repair. I've seen very rusty tailgates on some Jensen Interceptors, and to fix that properly is quite the job, I believe, especially with that huge rear window to accommodate as well. But yeah, great looking car, just amazing styling, amazing presence, and they sound fantastic as well. So yeah, very, very neat indeed. Over here is the TVR in the non too subtle colour scheme, but again, amazing looking car. Incredible way out styling, and we need more of that nowadays, I think. Right, let's carry on our trawl around and see what other gems we can spot. Like I say, I'll try and feature a little bit of everything. Here is, well, the FB Victor. This will be familiar to regulars on the channel. This needs no introduction other than to say it's great to see it out and about and in such regular use. I mean, I see photos of this at quite a few shows that we don't even get to. So yeah, this is a great little machine. I'll just avoid getting in someone's photograph. Right, now here we have a Staffordshire registered EH. That tells us it's a Staffordshire registered Ford Capri 2.8i with the Recaro seats in it, very comfy. In lovely condition, 5-speed box. A car you always promised yourself. That was the sales slogan when the Capri Mark 1 first came out at the end. Was it the end of the 1960s? I think it probably was. various Porsches along here. A Ferrari, huge Ferrari, not quite sure what that is. And here a 911 with the engine cover raised, and showing off the one thing about it that we have in common with our 4CV is the fact that the engine is hung out in the tail. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad to work on, I must admit. Great shell sticker, I like that. This is right-hand drive. The green one over there was a left-hand drive. Yeah, very simple interior. Blaupunkt stereo.
So this must be yours. Yes.
That's a nice detail, like that kind of thing. But yeah, no unnecessary ornamentation. Nice simple styling. Just elegant and classy and pretty timeless, which I'm not sure is something you can say for a lot of modern car design now. A little Fiat Spider there. Triumph TR4 with the Surrey roof. So with the lift out panel there, so you can whiz that off and enjoy open air motoring, but with not too much buffeting, because this piece stays, the rear window is fixed, that stays in place while you remove that. So of course you can remove the whole lot if you want, but that is probably the best of both worlds, I think. The Surrey roof on the TR. There's that amazing flat-fronted Porsche there. We've got a 3 Series here. I wonder what engine's in that one. It's probably a 325i, I would imagine. It's got an M badge on it. But the M3 version of the E30 had the flared arches. That's a great looking car. You can hear something else coming in, not quite sure what. Here's the little Mark III Mini. So you can see a Jaguar coming in. Oh yeah, immaculate, incredibly smart little Mini. I think it's a Mini Cooper actually. One of the last of the breed. Yeah, the Mini Cooper S on a J plate, so about 1971.
Yeah, back the area lantern.
But beautiful, incredible condition. Oh. That really is a Bobby Dazzler. Okay, here is the P6 Rover, the V8. It's a 3.5S, so it's got the manual gearbox. Interesting little wind deflectors on here. I think this is another car that I may have seen at Turnhill Hall, but I've never seen these on any other example of a P6 before. So the idea is you can run with the windows open without causing a draft, and this has the optional spare wheel kit on the boot lid. So it doesn't do a great deal for rear visibility, but it does give you a lot more space in the boot. So yeah, great cars. This is a fairly late one. So what year is this one then? What plate is this? It's on an M, so sort of early 70s-ish. There's that pretty wild aerial Atom and the incredible Mark II version of the Ford Escort van. What a rarity that is. Yeah, these old vans get such a hammering. That's why so few of these survive. I love the sign writing on it. I really approve of that. And it's great to see a few small commercial vehicles here, mixing it with cars, supercars, classic cars, and a bit of everything in between. There's the glorious little Alfa GTV 2000. Such a handsome looking car, I think these are. Lovely dashboard there, Nardi of Torino. Steering wheel there. Yeah, the old Motorola radio. I like a bit of that. There's an XK8 coming in. What a beauty that is. Let's carry on. Right, I think now we need to have a look down that row over there. Ooh, what's that? A Zephyr? Ford Zephyr Mk2, or is it? Yes, it's a Zephyr Mk2. A 6-cylinder goodness there. Oh, what a treat to see that Zephyr again. Not seen that one before here or indeed anywhere else. That's really good. The Porsche we have seen before. This belongs to one of the organisers. And they're doing a great job today. So yeah, I think we'll have an amble down here. See if I can find Dad. Ooh, what do we have here? The distinctive air-cooled tone of a Citroen 2CV, circa 1986 or thereabouts. Yeah, that looks like a very bonny example indeed. Good to see another little classic French car here. A little deux chevaux. A little tin snail. The bonnet is up on the VTEC powered Mini. What what a monster conversion that is. I just love this. Lovely TR6 on 1971. Now, a lot of the later cars have parked down here, so we'll have a quick scoot around, see what oldies we can spot. But yeah, this E-Type is just perfect. I know the owner of this one also has a Series 3 E-Type as well, the V12. We saw that at the Three Greyhounds meeting, I think, last year, 2024. Let's have a closer look at this Mark II. So it's a fairly early Mark II. Later ones had the slimmer bumpers. So which engine is this one? It is 3.8. Is this yours, sir?
Yep.
It's a fine car. Sounded nice when it came in. So have you had this one a while, or?
Yeah, about 25, 30 years.
25 to 30 years?
Yeah.
Wow. Have you had to do, presumably you've done a fair bit to it over the
Not
time?
really,
No?
No.
So you bought it already?
No, I've just kept it on the road.
Have you?
I'm an engineer, so I just
Fantastic.
keep it going.
Wowzers. Wowzers.
Last thing I did was change the headlining inside.
How about mechanically? Have you done much to it,
Yeah,
sort of?
well, no, I mean, I've changed all the suspension,
Yeah.
all the bushes, everything like that, just to keep it on the road.
Is it a manual, is it? Or?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's manual overdrive,
Overdrive.
3.8, so yeah, that's the one to have, isn't it? That's the one that all the... That's the one
it's
all
not
the...
immaculate, it's just I use it on the road, It's
Better
my
than,
hobby.
better than sat in a sort of carcoon thing somewhere, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
That'd be no fun at all, would it?
It
So,
only goes out when it's nice weather, though.
yeah, well, that's it. I don't mind
Don't
things...
encourage it to rust.
No, I mean, I don't mind things getting damp, but it's the salt is the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no, it's great to see. Is this? I don't think I've seen this here before. Then,
No, it's the
no.
first time I've brought
Is
it.
it? No,
I've
fantastic.
been meaning to for a while, but
Yeah.
there seems to be quite a lot of newish cars here.
It's a big mix of things.
It is,
you
yeah.
know.
It used to be, when it first started, I thought there were a lot more older ones. But
Possibly, but I think a lot of things are still probably off the road for the winter, aren't
You
they?
could
So
well be, yeah.
I think once we get to April, I think a lot more.
Yes, yeah.
But there's been a good turnout of stuff here today.
Oh,
but it's
yes,
a
very
treat.
good,
It's
yeah.
a treat to see this, because
Well,
I'm a bit of a fan of old Jaguars. So no,
Keep
it's,
trying
I've got an X308 at home, a bit like that silver one there. But I've had Series 1 XJ12s and XJ6s
Oh, you drive
and
a
things.
Jag, just normal car?
Yeah. That's my regular car, and we've had Jags on and off over the years. In the family, Dad's got an X350. My brother's got an XKR. So
I bought this. I don't come from this area, but I bought this from somebody local up here.
Did you?
When I was living in Gloucester, so it's come back home.
No, it's lovely that. Let's have a quick look along. Let's have a quick look. So we're on wires, chrome wires.
They're stainless ones.
Oh, they're stainless, are they? Oh, that's better, isn't it? Yeah.
It had chrome, but they keep on rusting.
Yeah. You got to try keeping them clean, I suppose, haven't you?
Change them to stainless.
Doesn't chrome weaden them a bit as well?
Well, it can do.
I
You
remember
have to take care,
something.
but they're not too bad when they've got the 72 spokes.
Right.
It's when
I
they've got
see.
the 50-odd spokes. Because
I got
there's more
you.
strain on them,
Right, got you.
So they say. I don't know.
Can I have a quick peek at the inside? Can I have a
sure.
quick look at the while I'm here, because I'm a bit of a sucker for an old Jaguar. There we go. Yeah, find the right key. Yes. Yeah, it's great to see a Mark II out and about. There's another Porsche arriving over there. Yeah, oh beauty. So yeah, manual gearbox.
Yep.
Wow. And it smells wonderful as well.
It smells old, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's proper view down the bonnet. Yeah, that's what a lovely car. Motor litre wheel. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, it's great to see that Mark II, thanks to the owner for opening it up for me. Here is the lovely little TR6. Go, go, go.
That Zephyr is a ex-police car.
Is it? Police car? Is it down there, is it?
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, I'll go down there. Oh, right.
Really lovely car.
Yeah, I've not seen that before, so let's go down here and head down and see if we can find that Zephyr. Lots of interest in the skylines over here, but we'll just amble our way down here. Big engine, noisy Ford. Here is the Lotus XL. Right, I can see one or two oldies over that side. Dad's got the bonnet up on his MGB, but let's keep going down here because I can see the shapely front profile of that lovely Zephyr that arrived just a few minutes ago. There's another E30 here, handsome looking cars, I think. Right, let's keep going down here. And here is that incredible Ford Zephyr Mk2 848 JTB. What a beauty that is. Look at these incredible hubcaps with the fake spinners on. Wow. That is great. What a rare sight this is now. So the Ford Zephyr, the console was a 4-cylinder. The Zephyr had the straight 6. And of course you had the Zodiac at the top of the tree, but looked very, very similar to this. Yeah. What an amazing car.
They always help. Put too much water in the radiator and come up.
Yeah. What a rarity that is. Any chance of having a quick look at the dashboard of it? Is that yeah, just have a quick peer inside just to admire it, because it's not...
Literally work in progress.
Yeah. No, it's beauty, isn't it? Wow. I've not seen this anywhere before, have you? Is it?
This
just
is literally
out,
her first run out.
First
today.
run out, is it?
Yeah,
Wow.
I got her in October last year
Did
from
you?
a gentleman in Stoke-on-Trent, and he bought it for his son.
Oh, right.
His son didn't want it. After a few
dear.
years, stood up,
Yeah.
it's laid up. So obviously I've had to go through her,
Yeah, get the
get her
brakes
running.
free time.
Yeah, she's going in to have the brakes re-looked at.
Right.
Because the brakes are there. They're
Trim's
great.
lovely, isn't
No
it?
problem. But she's. I just want her right.
Yeah.
So we're just. It's just
Wow.
work in progress at the moment.
Column change.
Column change, 3-speed.
Wow. Wowzers. That's incredible, isn't it? So few of these around here now, you just don't see them.
I literally joined the owners club, and apparently I'm the only one registered in the owners club in Shropshire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's,
Wow.
there's one in Staffordshire.
Blimey.
The majority of them are around the Essex-Kent area.
Yeah, I guess with the...
But yeah,
But no, it's
and
beautiful.
she's unwelded as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not
Is this the original trim, or have you had
all-
some of it done?
All
or?
original trim.
That's original.
The seats were done. The
Right,
seats were done, sorry.
right.
The seats were done by...
And the headlining's original, isn't it?
All the headlining's
Wow.
original.
What a treat, yeah. We got
Should be
some-
going down to Aldridge's to get a new dashboard top.
Right.
And a couple of little odds.
They all go, don't
They
they?
all go, yeah. They all go.
No. That's incredible. So this was really, we've got a V8 Pilot. So this was kind of like the successor, the Mark 1 version of
Right,
this would have
yeah,
been the
yeah.
successor, like the big engine car in the Ford
Funny you
range,
should
wouldn't
say
it?
that, because the guy I bought this off of had a Ford V8 Pilot.
Did it?
Yeah.
All right. Was it on the road, was it?
It was on the road,
Was
yeah.
it? Oh,
Yeah, and he had to make room for the Pilot in his garage, so this had to go.
Oh,
And his son said, I don't want it, Dad, so...
wow. Blimey. So what colour was the Pilot then? Was it,
It's just a black.
was it black
Pilot,
one, was it?
yeah.
Right? Oh,
Yeah.
I'll have to keep a lookout for that. Hopefully we'll
Very
see
nice.
that somewhere.
It was very nice. He did have it all up together.
Wow, no, what a treat to see this one.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So what's the, do you know any of its history at all, or where it's been,
Well,
or?
When I bought it, I obviously joined the owners club again, because I had a '61 Zodiac back in the '90s, and a guy phoned me who was a member of the owners club, and he said, "Can you recognise the registration plate? Can you give me the engine and chassis numbers?" Which he did, and it come back. He's part of the Emergency Service Vehicle Restoration Society,
see, right.
and this was a Lancashire police car.
Oh, was it?
Apparently, yeah. Apparently, it's a Lanc police.
Wow, so it's got a bit of a backstory there.
A little
hasn't
bit
it?
of a backstory, yeah.
Chasing the crims.
And that's why they got the two dials there, apparently,
Oh, right.
just on the left-hand side of the steering column.
Oh, that was a police fitment,
That
was
was a
it?
police fitment.
Oh, I see.
He said there should be mountains in the glove box for a radio. He said there's 2 holes on the back parcel shelf.
Oh, I see. Yes, yeah.
That's where the police sign would have been.
Wow.
And also another thing on them, which wasn't standard. It's Buda.
Oh, I see. So that wasn't. They didn't normally have a little light then.
Apparently not. Apparently not.
Right. Wow.
The rubber's got to be done.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd just give her a round.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's great to see it because, it's always a treat when you see something new and interesting at this meet because we get over here quite often. But
Well, as I say, this is her first time.
What a beauty! Yeah, it's great to see this out and about. So you need to see if you can find any old photos of it now in service.
Yeah, it would be lovely to find some history on it.
No.
But she's just
yeah, it's proper, isn't it? Yeah, proper, isn't it? All around here, and it's all
original.
All the steps. Really? Wow, that's incredible, isn't it? Yeah, you can feel all the proper edges, and you probably can't say that for too many of these now.
No, well, a lot of them
the
used
proper
to go,
seams. You got the original seam here for the sill and the step. So that's all. It all feels, all feels proper, doesn't it? No, that's amazing. It survived. Yeah, what a beauty.
I believe she did undergo a part restoration down in. She was in Cornwall for a while.
Oh right.
And the guy who had it down there, he'd done a partial restoration on it. And when I bought her, he contacted me and he said, "That's my old car." He said, "Please look after her."
Yeah.
She's lovely.
No, it's a beauty. I imagine Harley's had a look at this one. He's been making quite a few noises about XK8s of late, which is slightly worrying. We'll carry on back up here. See what we can spot. Here's that super little Sierra XR4i, TVR Chimera. And just up here is the big bumper VW Golf GTI Mark II. We'll continue our stroll down here past the late model Mini Cooper S, a Honda, the VTEC Yo, and here is Dad's MGB GT. Really good to see this one out and about, getting some sunshine. There's always one or two idiots around in the modern supercars letting the side down. Right, we'll carry on down here in this glorious little ADO 16, the Morris 1100 from 1966. What a great survivor car this is. Best-selling car for 8 of the years throughout the 1960s, I believe. BMC sold so many of these in all the different variants, the Austins, the Morris, Wolseley, Riley, Van der Plas, MG. Yeah. So rare to see a good one. These things used to rot out so quickly. It's such a shame, really. Designed by Alec Isagonis, he of the post-war Morris Minor and the Mini. So there's a lot of similarities with the design under the skin with the Mini. You've got the transverse A-series engine under the bonnet. You've still got plastic covering on the seat, the rear seat, the passenger and the driver's seat, all still with the original clear plastic coating on. That's amazing. Right, let's head back off up here. Morning. Let's head back off up here and see if we've missed any other oldies arriving. Here is the little MG TF parked alongside the 2005 Aston DB9. This is an 05 registered car, so 20 years old, but it certainly doesn't look it. The bonnet is up on the E-Type. Go on.
It might sound a little stupid, but...
Anyway, here we have the mighty straight 6 XK engine under the bonnet of this somewhat modified and particularly tasty Jaguar E-Type. We've got 3 pretty hefty looking SU carburetors there, twin overhead cam. This engine found its way under the bonnet of so many cars. It made its debut originally, well, there goes the Escort van, This engine originally made its debut in 1948 under the bonnet of the Jaguar XK120, and it's soldiered on. I think probably the last car it was fitted to new, I think, would have been certainly production cars, the Daimler DS420, the limousine, which was based on the running gear of the 420G saloon, and they were made right into the 1980s, fitted with the XK engine as standard, and I think that's probably the last time a car had one of these as standard fitment from new. But yeah, I'm joined by the youthful assistant. Yeah, it's a handsome thing, isn't it? Let's head down here and have a quick shufty at the little 2CV. This one has been named Edith and Norman. Norman, of course, a manufacturer of little mopeds down in Kent back in the olden days, in the 1940s and the 1950s. And when we did the video at the Dover Transport Museum, there's a recreated shop full of Norman motor mopeds and things. But I'm sure that's got nothing to do with this one being named Norman here today. Yeah, great to see that little gem. Honda NSX and a Porsche over here. Yeah, these DB7s are quite a handsome machine, I think. And it's in Aston Martin Racing Green Metallic. Colour used on so many cars. Sports racers of the 1950s, such as the DB3S and the DBR1. Bit of info in the screen. So it's a 1996 DB7 inline 6, top speed 160 miles an hour. I highly recommend this YouTube channel. Now over here we have a lovely MG. Very nice, very swish car. You've got centralised chassis lubrication there. Saves you grovelling around underneath when you want to grease it. You just do it all from here, and conveniently under the bonnet. Got a toolkit. There's the brake master cylinder. So hydraulic brakes on this beauty. 4-seat Tourer. Beautiful dash in this MG as well. Appears to be missing a seat. But yeah. What a cracker. Let's just have a general amble. There goes the Aerial Atom. Pretty bonkers looking vehicle. The mighty Jensen Interceptor is departing. Perhaps a Sunday roast awaits.
GTs are off now. First up is the Jensen Interceptor.
What a great pair.
6-pack. First carburettor.
What a fantastic sound.
And just behind it, the MGB GT.
I just kept my registration without whatever, because it's actually...
It's wonderful to see this vintage Morgan tucked away over here, the Morgan Jap.
Yeah.
Was it relative? Did you have much trouble?
I just got oil in here every 8 years.
We sent on my 60 grader.
I spy Toyota Land Cruiser.
You might get past one and then another, and then you get past all three.
Followed by the 2.8 litre Capri.
Dashboard view of the MGTF, a very distinctive octagonal shaped gauges. Here goes that lovely red 911T, one of Harley's favourites. Cheers! MGTF departs. The super little Austin A40 is heading off now with the J40 in the back. What a great setup. Here is that incredible Toyota Land Cruiser. Now, is this FJ40 or FJ45? I'll never quite remember. Either way, early 1980s, very, very distinctive, quite characterful and chunky looking little four-wheel drive. Looks great on these steel wheels, locking diffs. Yeah. That's a very rare sight. There used to be a long wheelbase green one of these around, which I think is still in the area, but we never see it out and about. But yeah, very, very characterful and practical vehicle, that. Here's a rare car, an old Fiat, very rare sight indeed. Wow. A Fiat Dino, no less. Wow, and look at this, a 3 litre Bentley, I think. Wow, late arrivals, but wow, what a treat to see those two here. Wowzers. What a pair. You don't see these around very often at all. Bit of info in the window. Fiat Dino, one owner from new. Dino Coupe 2.4. Wow, purchased new by the present owner in Florence in May 1972 and still in everyday use. Wow, that's incredible. See,
Usual cars.
yeah, Dino. Wow, new. Do you bought this new?
The guy before we bought it.
The
new.
guy, right?
He died. I bought it at an auction off his
Wow,
widow.
so you bought it as a one-owner car?
Yeah.
Wow. Have you had it long then, or?
3 years.
3 years. Wow. So was it Ferrari V6 engine? Is that it? Yeah. Wowzers.
In 1972, you can buy one of those or 2 E-Type Jags.
Really? Wow, what a car. If you remember watching, if you've seen the original Italian Job film and the Mafia in those black coupes, well, this is what they're driving, the Fiat Dino Coupe. There was also the open top car. This was by Bertoni, the coupe. But yeah, that is a proper rarity. Oh, incredible to see that here. Left-hand drive. Yeah, the Dino V6 engine under the bonnet. Clap hand wipers. And here a gorgeous vintage Bentley. Yep. Yeah. It's quite the machine, isn't it?
Just a bit. Looking at the gear change lever on it.
Oh, it's down here, is it? Oh, of course it is. Yeah, it's down there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Incredible car, isn't it?
Amazing.
Yeah, it's lovely, that, isn't it? Clearly well travelled.
It's obviously used.
So here's the golden lesson. If you come to one of these car meets, don't leave early because you might miss out on seeing a great pair of cars like this. All beautiful nickel plating. I love the old Bakelite switches. AM, Air Ministry. So I've got original Air Ministry ceramic and Bakelite switches in there. Perfect.
See it not being on this, but
Incredible exhaust system on it. Yeah, gorgeous car. Off goes the E-Type Roadster over there. The modified E-Type Roadster has already gone, so I'm sure we will see that elsewhere later in the year. What a gorgeous machine. It's just been pointed out, spare leaf spring stashed on the brackets for the step stroke toolbox. Looks like the Japanese contingent are departing. But we'll stick with these, we'll stick with the proper old cars, I think, because this is yeah, this is what we like.
you on the other side?
Yeah.
So doing the other side.
Just stop the axle. If you take it, go airborne.
Yumping.
You go yumping in it.
Off goes the 35S. No silly wheel spinning or other childish activities. And there goes that super Mk2 Zephyr ex-police car on its first run out after a bit of recommissioning, after sitting around for a little while. A lovely burble from that straight six engine, and that's just the perfect kind of car to see at meetings just like this. No showing off, just a wonderful classy old car. Blue TR6 is off. Very smart looking car with a matching blue roof as well. Very classy looking car. Single SKT exhaust. Great 2.5 litre straight six. It's a late arrival. And a Triumph Stag. 3 litre V8 is sounding pretty healthy. Nissan 300ZX, I think. The Mark II Jag is off, 3.8 in long-term ownership. Beautiful looking and sounding car. Yeah, very nice. 3.8 manual overdrive. Proper car. Yeah, I'm not sure we've seen this 300ZX before. Complete with lift-out Targa style glass roof panels. But yeah, it's an unusual sight. No. 300ZX. It says turbo on the back. Yeah, some pretty whizzy looking wheels as well. Wolf Race wheels.
Crazy thing or something.
Alright.
I took that video down because people were getting a bit. Yeah, it is fair enough, to be honest.
Yeah.
Lots of people like the vintage Bentley and Fiat Dino pair. Dad's off in the GT. Sunday roast awaits, I believe. Looks like these two are off. The magnificent Bentley and that stunning Fiat Dino. What a great pair. Yeah, it's not every day you see one of them.
Bought or sold a car, I don't know.
Classic Vauxhall over there, and another one is on its way. Yes, things are definitely starting to wind down here now. Lunchtime is approaching and cars are starting to disappear. Looks like a little Morgan Jap is off. I think we will be heading off ourselves pretty soon, but not before we watch this super little split window VW leave. Just waiting for a gap in the traffic, then off it goes. Yes, it's pretty empty now. So I think we will disappear. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'll include links to some other similar videos at the end of this one. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that kind of thing, and there'll be loads more videos along very, very soon. So bye for now.